So here are subjects on the body cushion in the side position, and the really nice thing is there's some elevating support under the ribs that alleviate any pressure on the shoulder otherwise compressed when you're otherwise trying to use pillows on a flat table. We're going to add the crescent to cradle her head and afford some cervical support, and that will assure some nice alignment for the cervical spine with the thoracic spine. And here you can see she's very stable, cradled. We have the lower leg straight and the upper leg forward, so we have the hips in a 90 and the knee in a 90. Another positioning possibility in the side posture is to have the leg support between the knees, and this balances the positioning of the lower extremities relative to the pelvis. To move your subject from face up to the side posture using draping, very simply, all you have to do is reach under and disconnect the connecting Velcro strap that attaches the chest from the pelvic support and reattach it at its full length. I'm going to take the leg support away, and I'm going to ask my subject to simply roll toward me and let your shoulder drop right between the chest and the pelvic supports. The sheet will just go right in between there, okay, the arm, then between the chest and pelvic supports, and that works quite well. The last thing you're going to do, of course, is put the leg support back under the legs. Now let's take a look at that without the draping. I'll take the leg support away and set that aside, and now I'm going to reach underneath the pelvic support and detach the connecting strap. In doing so, I'm lengthening and separating the chest from the pelvic support and reconnecting the strap underneath. And now, Rochelle, just roll up on your side, and her shoulder will fall right between, and then we add the leg support. Now, rolling the client from face down to side, very simply we're going to take the face support away. We then are going to move the body cushion up to the head end of the table, and we again have the client lift from the elbows and knees. After which time we come around and separate the Velcro underneath and reattach it at its full length, just as we did rolling her from face up to side. And now I'll just have her roll toward me, and her left shoulder can go right between the body cushion parts, the chest and pelvic. So there we have the arm restful, and of course we then move the leg support into position. To move back, of course, we just reverse the process. What I'm going to do is have you go ahead and go back face down, and just after which time I'm going to reach underneath, and it's pretty easy to do this. You just grab that Velcro strap and pull these two parts together, okay? And then again, she's going to lift from her elbows and knees. You slide the body cushion back underneath her torso, and then add the face support. Now we'll look again at rolling from face down to side posture. First I'll take the face support away and set that aside, and then I'm going to have my subject lift from elbows and knees again and move the chest forward toward the head end of the table. Here you can see that strap, the disconnection of the strap and the reconnection, allowing that space between the chest and pelvic supports. Again, just rolling, facing me, and putting your left shoulder on the table. We could at that time move the leg support around. There you have the position you can see clearly. And again, let's have you roll face down. So just go ahead and roll back face down. And we will, at that point, reconnect the two parts. I'll have her lift from her elbows and knees, move it back about 8 inches, and then we replace the face support under her face. A way to make working with the body cushion ultimately easy is to add the use of a shelf or extension on the end of the table. Rochelle, I'll have you roll over now so you're face up. And what this allows then is very simply just taking that shelf away. So there's no need to move the chest and pelvic parts. Likewise, if you're going to roll your client from face up to face down, we'll just have Rochelle roll over now. And Rochelle, as you do, just move up so your face is in the face support. And again, the leg support is just about in the right place. There's no movement of the body cushion parts. The body cushion is an ideal seated positioner as well. Here we are going to use the face support, chest support, and pelvic supports. We just fold those together. The handles present then at the top. We're going to put the chest support against our subject's chest, right on the lap. In this case, we are using a massage table, but it could be a desk. We're using also just an ordinary folding chair, could be an office chair. And so lightweight and compact, these three pieces weigh 5.5 pounds. This gives you really comfortable seating and idealized support for working on people on site. So easy to take, easy to use, very versatile tool. The adjuster caddy set has this caddy bag that stores and organizes the adjusters and extenders. And there are 5 adjusters that include a small wedge, 2 large wedges, and 2 long rectangular adjusters. As well, there are 4 extenders. And each of these 4 extenders is exactly the same. The extenders have Velcro on the bottom and on one side. And that Velcro attaches to the Velcro on the connecting strap that connects the pelvic to the chest support. And then the other Velcro attaches the extender directly to each side, the pelvic and chest support. So they're very simply put into place for the longer torso. For a little longer than average torso, you're going to use one set. For the longest of torsos, you use both sets, so you have all 4 extenders in use. Adjusters can be added to the basic 4-piece body cushion, and in doing so, you can enhance the positioning in a variety of different ways. Here I've added the large wedges either side, and in doing so I'm about splitting the difference between the chest and pelvic supports. I've added a long rectangular adjuster underneath in front of those 2 large wedges to elevate Rochelle's chest a little bit more. And I've also added a small wedge under the face support. And this is under the jaw portion, which allows a little more flexion for Rochelle's neck. And those are very simply placed. In doing this, we've actually created a bit of a dimensionally larger support system. But I think almost all of your clients are going to enjoy more the increased decompression, the increased elongation of the lumbar spine by adding these 2 large wedges. Now, to illustrate that, let's get some feedback from Rochelle. I'm going to pull these out, Rochelle, and you can compare that difference. Did you notice a difference there?
Yeah, big difference.
Big difference. And I am doing that to help illustrate what a seemingly small consideration in positioning difference, this being somewhat less than 2 inches of compressed difference, and that difference is such a large experiential difference for the client. Now we'll take out the little wedge here. Now overall, was that a pretty big difference throughout?
It's a really big difference throughout.
The adjusters can be added when the client's face up very beneficially. This small wedge is intended to adjust the angle of the cervical spine when the client is face down as well as face up, and that's placed underneath the chest support. And this is used in the instance of the client or patient's neck being back too far in extension.